Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Another day of Astro Gravitational Report. Uh, Happy New Year to all of us. May you find your peace and soul. And this is going to be one very big lessons learned this year. Lots of things is going to be happening, particularly right now. Talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the full moon, where the moon is going to be at its full force at Cancer. Okay, but that is going to be coming in with the things that's going to be learning today, which is going to reflect in tomorrow. So pay attention to the report. There's going to be some very good kind of like a tips how to act in the energies because the astrology is astrology. The energy is going to be present, but you need to understand that for somebody, the problems that are actually challenges for evolution. For some, this is like, oh my God, the karma comes in, the situation comes in, and so on and so on. So it all depends. Pay attention to what you have in the four zodiac signs. Okay, this is Aries, this is Cancer, this is Libra, and a Capricorn. What I'm saying it like this is gonna be because the moon today, it's gonna be go back home. She's gonna be at Cancer. So this energy is going to be a very much dictated, and we're going to feel in it when the moon is going to be moving at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She's going to be moving in there, and we're going to see the moon into the divine energies that are going to be under the force of Pluto and Lilith. Here, how some people is going to be failing to read that energies. There's going to be these restrictions, a lack of communications, and that lack of communications is going to be coming out and put lots of pressures about tomorrow. All right. So I want to say thank you guys for coming in, the clicks, the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Appreciate the donations for the coffee and supporting the channel. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. What is going to be happening? I already give you a little bit of heads up, but let us look at it and dive into the energies for January 2nd. All right. So ascendant. Ascendant is going to be at Sag. This is going to be about the public learnings, the public things that you're going to do. Of course, Mercury finally moved into a Capricorn. Now you're going to be talking about doing the work. Now you're going to be getting at that communications. I know that a lot of the people is going to be go back to work. And it's like, okay, what it was, how it is. And now all of a sudden the boss comes in. It's like, okay, guys, you can talk about the holidays and everything when things was. Let's get back to work. Some of you are not going to like that idea, of course. In there, it's the first day of work and you feel like maybe you should have taken extra time. But it is what it is. The moon that's going to be coming out of the social sign of the Gemini, she's going to be opposing that. And you're like, you know what? Come on, man. Let's have some social time. Don't be, we just came out of the holidays. Let's wish you holidays and so on. He's like, the customer wants the parts. You need to go to work. So don't get these things personally in there, particularly early in the morning. All right. Because the work is going to be asking for what? You to balancing things. Okay, you need to understand the boss is boss. You're at work, but your boss needs to understand. You guys come out of the one of the greatest holidays. It's Happy New Year, and you want to share some things. Okay, so it needs to be required on the both side understanding and tolerance. That energy is going to be very good if you're using it at 8 o'clock. It's going to be some very beautiful energy because of this union of the Sun, Mars, and Venus. Please using this aspect, particularly on the Capricorn. It's a very beautiful in there, but we're going to see how the Moon is going to be affecting it, particularly. Tomorrow, that energy is going to be coming in the event horizon between 8 and 8:30 in the morning. Very beautiful, very powerful energies, particularly focused within the North Node. This is one of the greatest things that is the unifications of understanding the oppositions, understanding, but also the union, the collaborations between authority, will, understanding love and values, understanding honor and dignity, and creates these combinations with actions, particularly in a Capricorn. Very powerful, very great things. Please don't underestimate in that energy. Okay, even though there's everything can be looked at it like not proper. Okay, all right. What is the reason for it? 9 o'clock, we're going to see the ascendant is still going to be at Capricorn, of course. But one of the things in there. Hi, Jolene. Happy New Year 2026 to you. Glad to see you here. If you got any guys questions, please let me know. Okay. Very beautiful because he in Capricorn we're gonna be keeping the things to go to work. But when the things don't work and they need some, okay, you know what? I mean, the tools it's worn out, the machines are worn out. We need to get into the new technology. You're gonna need what? Evolution, and that evolution is where in the next zodiac sign, which is what? An Aquarius. And since Pluto is an Aquarius and it's working very well with Saturn and Neptune, here is the energy that we are going to need it to be understood in there about evolution. But it has to comes in from that personality of ours in there. And we're going to learn this year a very important thing in there, that without doing the things with spirit, particularly that trigger with the full moon tomorrow, we're going to be looking at. I want to talk more about this tomorrow, but without that understanding about the spirit, what are you doing for? It doesn't make sense to do the things. Okay? And the moon is going to be at her own power, at her own house, but it have to be really understand and appreciate the oppositions of understanding everything. Okay? And we're going to be feeling it, these energies later on. All right? 10 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Sag. The event horizon, it's going to be at Aquarius. Very beautiful energies with Jupiter. We're going to see when the moon is going to be joining Jupiter, how the things will be, because Jupiter is retrograde. A lot of people are going to make some mistakes tomorrow during the full moon. And then they're going to be feeling sorry because Jupiter says, like, you haven't learned your karmic lessons. What are the karmic lessons is going to be coming in? Well, the karmic lesson is going to be coming in because the moon, which is controlling the past and the future, because of the moon knots, are also known as a south node and north node in there. And now with this, who is the ruler of the karmic lessons? Saturn. So right now the moon squaring Saturn in there. Saturn is like, where do you think you're going, darling? The same old way. You put the face mask on and you never change your mind. You never change the way of processing thinking. You want to go forward? Divine is going to be remind you about this. Don't do this nonsense anymore. So the intuition is going to be very hard in there. We're going to be seeing that energy as the moon is going to be coming out of Gemini. This is the end of the Gemini. That's the 28 degrees of Gemini. Saturn is at 26 and Neptune is at 29. So here is how this illusions, dissolutions, this energy of self kind of like restrictions of communications, particularly with about others. It's talking about with you. If you have problem with somebody, don't go to a third party and says like, you know what, you need to tell this person blah, 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 because you cannot go ahead and tell them. That is a one lessons of what? Of Gemini. You got something to tell somebody, go ahead and tell them. Okay? All right. Pretty good on this case, because this is going to be the inner work, divine energies with Jupiter. Talking about Saturn, 11 o'clock, this is going to be the reminder about these unfinished karmic lessons. Okay? I know it's kind of like a really, pain in the neck when the karmas can catch up to you and all of a sudden this energies is coming in. All right. Now let me explain what is it cooking. All right. All right. Here is we have the ascendant that's going to be with Saturn and all this. It's going to be the moon, right? So now we're seeing that this inner work that is going to be, particularly in the public, and what we have with the public, what do we carrying? It is what we have as the socializing, because the both socializing things are coming between Gemini and Sag. One, it is the personal, how we think and communicate from within ourselves. The other is the communications and what we're learning through others, with others, about others, right? So this is gonna be some a lot of things in there. Did you not get a messages from certain people? Certain people didn't even call you, say Happy New Year, right? And you taking it what personally, right? What is it about that part? Don't take things personally, please. All right, 12 o'clock. This is going to be the hour of the wheel, the hour of the authority, the hour of Venus and Mars coming in together. Beautiful energies, of course. They have some a little bit starting oppositions in there with the Jupiter, but they have oppositions with the dark sun, which is going to be calling for what? Improvements in soul, right? Now, with that energies that is going to be sextiling the North Node, it's also trining the South Node. The learning from the past is going to be paying off into the future. And if you don't know your history, you don't know how to react in today's, and you don't know what to set up for the future. And this is what actually is going to be the work that is going to be required. And the moon is going to be giving us that energy later on. All right, 1 o'clock, the inner work, it's more connecting to Pluto. We're going to see it about 1:30, about the transformations. But currently the moon, it's beginning to be under the divine yacht. From who? From Lilith and Pluto. We're talking about Sagittarius, which is the publicity. It is out there to be out in the public. So the shadow, the shine up into the public, is looking to what? To the social parts right now, because the moon is at 29 degrees, and that energy has to benefit the evolution. And this is the part when you're going to be realizing that certain things prevent you to evolve because you live in the fear who you really are. Hi, Nemiro. Happy New Year to you too. Thank you for coming in. So, with that energy of this yacht, we are going to be seeing it at 2 o'clock, how this energy is going to be start rising up. Why? Because Lilith is at 1 degree of Sag. The moon just entering right now at 2 o'clock. She's just entering Cancer, entering home. And at 2 degrees, we have Pluto. So as the next hour is approaching, we are going to be seeing these divine energies that it's going to be coming from the Sun, Mars, and Venus. It's like, have we learned how to all get along and communicate together? So what is your intuition? Your intuition can be going one way. Your will, your love, your values, and your actions, in your dignity and your honor going totally different way. It's kind of like a separation from the identity. But all this energy is going to be asking for what? To learn how to communicate, to learn to understanding the other side, and to learn to the oppositions. It has to be maintained a balance. In the gravity, in the energies of the cosmos, in there, if you take one magnet, right? So the magnet in each end has positive and the negative. But in the middle, there is the balance. But if you break that balance, it becomes two different magnets. They have positive and negative. Okay? So now everything is going to be leading into your understanding. Can you be able to keep that big piece and that balance in there? Because the gravity wants to crush it. They want to break it. Okay? Particularly about the emotions. talking about this, we're going to be knowing at 3 o'clock. And here's what I was talking to you guys. At 3 o'clock, we are going to have the moon. It's already at 1 degree, 10 minutes, as you see it in your screen. It's going to be a 1 degree, 26 minutes. That's Lilith. And we have Pluto here at 2 degrees and 49 minutes. All right. So all that energy is going to be pointing out towards the moon, towards the intuition is telling you what you're thinking about family. Do you understand the values of the family? Do you understand that also it's required to work in the family, to work the things out in the family? It's going to be required cardinal changes. Those changes is going to be coming in towards Aries. As I said, this is where you really are born and you have this I am what I am. Then you develop yourself into the family. Once you develop yourself and you learn what the family patterns are, you're going to be practicing the Libra, relationships, partnerships with others. And then you have to perform their balance as a work of the Capricorn. And now all these cardinal changes, particularly right now, since the moon is going to be tomorrow at her full power. It's a full moon at Cancer. We are going to be seeing a lot of triggers, emotional triggers in there, which is the ascent, where we need to do the work. Maybe you need to work on yourself, Aries. Maybe you need to work on the family values, Cancer. Maybe you need to work in a balance, Libras. And maybe you need to do some work, Capricorns. So we got to pay attention to what you have on those 4 zodiac signs. If you guys need some help, you can always connect to me, either through Facebook or either to send an email to astroviber1111@gmail.com. All right, next hour at 5 o'clock, we're going to see these karmic lessons that's going to be coming in because the inner work is going to be connecting with Saturn and Pisces. Saturn is like, don't go too fast. Determine it what you need to let it go. Determine it what you need to get out of there. Stop with this duality. Let these things go. Oh, but I want to keep everything. I want to be everything for me. One of the things about Pisces, okay? Have you ever been in a house of Pisces where everything is just beautifully clean and nothing exists? And it just open any of the drawers and they're full of stuff. You can open up the kitchen cabinets and they're just full of things. You open the cabinets in the front door, right? And they're just stuffed with things. But looks, in the first look, there is nothing. Lots of deceptions, a lot of illusions, right? And here is the one thing that is Saturn, he wants to say, like, be your truth. Don't hide things. And this is going to be one of the lessons that needs to be into there because it's a lot of hidden, right? You don't know with what fish you're working with. The one on the top, right? That's the sunfish, right? That likes to enjoy the sun. Or is the shark down in the bottom that's just waiting to get you? Okay. Jolene, if you are Aries, very, very mindful on next 2 days, okay? Just be mindful because this is going to be some very kind of like, particularly if you have anything within 7th till the 17th, 20th degree, something in there, particularly if you have the sun, this can create a lot of triggers, okay? So, yeah. All right. Keeping it going in there. 6 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Aries. In there, very interesting. This is going to be trigger the work. It's like, okay, I do the work and I didn't get anything. I didn't get the appreciation from a partner. The family is never happy with me. And what would I have to do this for, right? I'm always thinking about how to get and so on and so on and so on. And you gotta be careful with all these energies, all right? Because if you're thinking that everyone has to come to you and taking care of you because you do certain things, if you do things for a purpose that somebody has to give you that attention, somebody has to get in there, No, do the things because you are who you are. And that is going to be the lessons of Aries. Okay? That is the lesson that is going to be learned. As that lesson is going to be learned, a lot of it's going to be a good happening, a good communications. Is like, you know what, I need to say what I need to say. And this is going to be a very particularly going into the moon, because the ending of Aries is going to be sextiling the moon. But that is also going to be trining Mercury. Right now, you're understanding that what you need to say, to who you need to say, is the proper way to say it. Let it go. Have you keep things inside of you that you want to say to people, but you cannot? Oof, that trigger is going to come. All right. 8 o'clock. This 8 o'clock is very good because it's going to be in Taurus. Okay? Making material planning for the next year. Decide what are you going to do this year right now. Okay? Making it. Because if you don't have a plan for the future, you don't know what to work on it. If you don't know what you are working on it, you're never going to be succeeding in anything. So no plan, no things. And that plan is going to be a very beautiful creations because it's going to be trining the Sun, Venus, and Mars. This is about the material things of the possessions within the relationships that's going to be working on it. Because this is a relationships at work. Can you imagine you, your partner, have one authority and you work towards a common goal that is going to be leading towards the future? It's going to have a benefits into the material world in Taurus. That could be involving from anything to do with what? With survival, with providing, with cooking, with food, with real estate. Farmers, anybody? Anyone wants to have a farming? Ooh, right? This guy here. All right, well, I have a Mars in Taurus, so it's natural in there. All right, 9 o'clock. The inner work is going to be connecting with that energies of Taurus that is going to be opposing Lilith in there. But the sudden changes of Uranus are focus of Saturn and Neptune. There's like, you need to change the directions to fix all this. You got to have the proper vision. You got the proper vision, things will manifest. You have the proper things, you healed your karmic lessons. Guess what? Saturn is going to let you go. Okay? Because Saturn is what? Saturn is the teacher. He's teaching you for your own good. Because, you know, a lot of the people, they want certain things, but they're not ready for it. And Saturn says, sorry, can I get it? You're not ready for it. If I give you the key for a brand new Lamborghini, you never drove a Lamborghini. You're going to crash it in the first quarter. Right? Well, what is it Saturn says? Not now. Take a class, work for the money, and then once you know how to drive that Lamborghini, go there and buy it. Right? But a lot of the people, they want to skip step, skipping things. And since the moon is squaring Saturn, it's also a skip step, right? So this is when Uranus comes in, is like, you need to change, you need to understand. It's for your own good. And we're going to be going to a 10 o'clock as the ascendant is going to be with the South Node. That energy is, of course, particularly is going to be affecting 4 zodiac signs, who they are, right? That's a Gemini, that's a Virgo, that's a Sag, and that it's Pisces. Okay? Duality, should I do, should I not? Right? To be or not to be. And we're going to be looking from that energies from the past. Is like how I missed certain things in the past about me. But that is going to be leading to what? How can I evolve the spirit within me? We're going to be talking about also this tomorrow in there, so come back to tomorrow's astrology report. But as we are talking about these particular energies right now, in the next hour, we are going to be seeing that It doesn't matter what you do. If the spirit is not evolved, everything else loses its purpose. Because see, if you put the business in your top priority, not your spirit, then the money is going to control your life. If you put like a people, person, family, and so on, in the top end there, the family controls the life instead of the way it's supposed to be the spirit. So you have to have the spirit, the family, because the spirit that you do in the work is there for the family. And then from the family, you need to understand that you're building a business, a job, or work that is coming in. And this is going to be a huge thing coming up because we are going to see it. We knew about this yesterday. Pay attention about the yesterday because yesterday and particularly this morning, the moon is coming out of the Gemini. It triggered all this. And there. Hi, Deberis. I'm glad to see you here. Hello to you. So this duality has to end. Okay? You cannot have a face mask and have the same old mind. And this is going to be the triggers and the lessons that we are going to be. We're going to start seeing the energy of the oppositions between the sun and the moon, including Venus and Mars. And this is going to be where the intuition is going to have to learn how to cooperate in the name of what? In the name of the future. So there's going to be lots of challenges ahead tomorrow. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. And I'm going to be giving you for January 3rd, 7 o'clock in the morning, what we are going to be facing. We are going to be facing full moon. I already know about it, but it's just like, I like to give you some little heads up. All right, well, 7 o'clock in the morning, we are going to have still the ascendant Gemini in there. Not Gemini, I'm sorry, it's Sagittarius, but we are going to see the moon at 11 degrees, the sun at 12 degrees. In there, full opposition is going to be start coming up, and particularly later on at 8 o'clock, that energy is going to be really. But that energy, as I said, is going to be focused more of resolving everything in the name of the future. Okay? But if you are mad because of emotions, because of things, be mindful how you're going to bed tonight, because that same energy is going to be presented at 11 o'clock. Okay, guys? That's all I have for you. Thank you for commenting, for the likes, the shares, the subscribes. And thank you so much for the support with the Buy Me a Coffee. If you need some personal assistance, please email at astroviber1111@gmail.com. Much love to all of us and good luck. And come back tomorrow for another Astro Gravitational Report.